Hello, this is Western Jeff. Thanks for watching. Let's talk about conquest point optimization. This is a quick guide whose purpose is to show you the quickest or the most effective method in obtaining your Season 16 or Warlords PvP Season 1 weapon. This weapon is the only gear that places two requirements. The requirements is that it costs 3,500 conquest points and you attain at least 7,250 points in the season. The rest of this guide I'm going to talk about will demonstrate how to get this weapon first. I do need to say here, which is a huge caveat, this guide is not a stat optimization guide. It's only to conquest points. And additionally, you're not going to see me kill any hordes in this video, so unfortunately we don't have that today, but we will talk about how to get the weapon. When I crunched the numbers, I had to make a few assumptions. In order for my guide to be accurate, you need to be attaining all the available conquest point each week. That means getting 700 points through arenas, RBGs, regular battlegrounds, and the 200 points in Ashran. Secondly, the weekly cap will remain at 1,700 through all weeks. However, as in previous seasons, the cap did expand or shrink according to players' ratings, and I'm forecasting that active players will see their weapons first if the cap changes. When I ran the numbers here, there was actually two possible scenarios in which to optimize your gear in order to receive your weapon. I called them at the start of the week, at the end of the week. At the start of the week is actually a true conquest point optimization. It's showing you the quickest method in terms of points in order to receive your gear. Week 1 and 2, you would receive your 1250 gear. In week 3 and 4, you don't pick out any gear, but in week 5, you would pick up your weapon, 450 points in, and then you would pick up your 225 gear at the end of the 1700 for the week. The other scenario was end of week, and that means you get the 1250 gear in week 1 and 2. You would pick up your 225 gear in week 3. Week 4, you would pick up your week 4 there's no gear, and then week 5 you pick up your weapon. It's really crucial to talk about here that for both scenarios are exactly the same. The only difference is when you get your weapon in the scenarios. That's not totally true. There are some differences. Most notably when you pick up the 225 piece. But in week 6, if you follow either of these scenarios, they'll be exactly the same. There won't be any difference. So it's really important to think to yourself at which start of the week, at the beginning of the week or the end of the week, or it could be on Tuesday if you're getting your points on Tuesday. When are you going to receive that weapon in week 5? And that's a big major thing. That's a big hurdle in every season. I recommend to follow the end of the week scenario. For RBG groups and arena teams, you want to really pick up that 225 gear. Now, you're not going to have the weapon right on the first few battles on week 5, but you can usually handle it better. You can go through a few battles and finally pick up your weapon. It's more tolerable. If you don't pick up your 225 gear in week 3, that really puts your arena team or your RBG group at a really severe disadvantage. In terms of total stats, that's a big thing. There are some limitations to my guide. Again, this is not a stat optimization guide. It's only to conquest points. And I ignored all stats on the items. And this guide is limited when you have increases or decreases in the weekly cap. And there's also other possible combinations to the weapon. You could pick up different gear, but you got to be very careful in order not to push yourself into week 6. And this guide is not the only way guide. There's other guides out there that you can follow. This is not an end-all to be-all. Well, this is Western Jeff. Thanks for watching.